Negotiators for Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his main opponent Benny Gantz met Tuesday to discuss possibilities for a unity government that both men say they should lead after last week's deadlocked election. The chief negotiators for Netanyahu's right-wing Likud and Gantz's centrist Blue and White gathered to follow up on the meeting between the two leaders and Israel's president late on Monday. That encounter was the first formal meeting since the September 17 election ended with Gantz winning the most seats, but with neither having a clear path to a majority coalition. The two men are due to meet again with President Reuven Rivlin on Wednesday. Rivlin, who must choose who will form the next government, has leaned heavily on the two parties to work out the unity coalition between them, and on Monday night urged him to find a path to do so. Both Gantz and Netanyahu say they want a unity government but are at odds over who will lead it, not to mention further details on the makeup of such a coalition. A rotation arrangement has been floated, but the question of who would be premier first remains a major stumbling block. The timing is especially important for Netanyahu, who is facing possible corruption charges in the weeks ahead, pending a hearing set for early October. Gantz insists that as leader of the party which won most seats in the September 17 election, he should serve as prime minister first in any unity government. GUEZ, AFP, File A. Prime Minister does not have to step down if indicted, only if convicted with all appeals exhausted, while other ministers can be forced to do so when charged. Gantz notes that his party is the largest and he should be in the lead. The public has chosen change and we have no intention of relinquishing our lead, our principles or our natural partners in this path, Gantz said in a statement late Monday. What I promised, Netanyahu has highlighted the fact that he has more support from smaller parties in parliament and pledged not to abandon a mini-coalition deal. I am committed to what I promised you, he said after Monday night's meeting, addressing right-wing and religious parties allied to his Likud. The September 17 election saw Blue and White win 33 seats compared to Likud's 31 out of Parliament's 120. It was the second election since April after polls that month also finished inconclusively. The standoff has raised the possibility of yet another election, a prospect Rivlin has vowed to do all he can to prevent. The public does not want another election. They came out and voted, and now it is your turn, he told Netanyahu and Gantz on Monday night. The responsibility for establishing a government falls on you, and the people expect you to find a solution and to prevent further elections, even if it comes at a personal and even ideological cost. Netanyahu is Israel's longest-serving prime minister and a formidable negotiating foe for Gantz, an ex-military man with no prior political experience. Menahem Kahana, AFP, File Gantz, an ex-military chief who mounted his challenge to the prime minister with no prior political experience, will face a formidable negotiating foe in Netanyahu. He is Israel's longest-serving prime minister, having held the post for a total of more than 13 years, and has repeatedly outmaneuvered rivals with his sharp political skills. Rivlin is expected to designate a candidate to try to form a government sometime after he receives final official election results on Wednesday. The timing of his announcement may depend on the progress of negotiations between the Likud and Blue and White. The person chosen would then have 28 days to do so, with a possible 2-week extension. If all attempts fail, Rivlin can then assign the task to someone else. Let's block ads. Why?